Today we're talking about the top 5 games that you could play with Revive right now. Let's get into it. Just a quick disclaimer before we jump into all those recommended games. Revive is not a perfect solution. While in most cases it works extremely well on the Index, on the HTC Vive, and even on Windows Mixed Reality, your mileage may vary. But luckily, return policies on the Oculus Store are actually pretty good, so if you run into some problems, you should be able to return your game. We're going to be starting at number 5 and moving up to number 1, and the games will be ranked on both how well they work with Revive and how good the title is itself. Coming in at number 5 is Journey of the Gods. As of Revive version 7.1.3, this game is now completely playable, which is great because many of you guys have been missing out on 4+ hours of Zelda stylized action adventure. With its cute graphics, large variety in enemies, and level design, this was a title that was easy for me to recommend to almost everyone. Ultimately, the lack of RPG elements and the shallow combat prevented this from being a must-have title. Number 4 on our list is Chronos. Chronos is a truly unique VR experience. This was actually an unexpected title for VR and would have been a fully functional game on a traditional flat screen. Chronos is a third-person RPG with some truly unique mechanics. Every time you die in the game, your character will visually age, altering your stats. This is also one of the longest VR titles available, with multiple hours of content. The third-person view can be hit or miss in this game. It's reminiscent of the original Resident Evil games and may occasionally frustrate you. The RPG elements are also pretty light in this game, and do not expect anything like an action RPG. There are no real loot drops in this game. Instead, you're going to have some refined combat that requires patience and a large world to explore with multiple puzzles.
Smartest, best. Get thrown back.
Number 3 on our list is Lone Echo. If you're looking for a more story-oriented title, one that has you floating out in space, then Lone Echo is the game for you. Mechanically, the game is very simplistic. You will be moving from location to location, fixing things and completing simple puzzles. But during this time, you are going to experience a beautiful and extremely polished storyline as things take some unexpected turns aboard your space station. There's nothing quite like floating out in the vast openness of space, and this game is an easy recommendation to anyone looking for story-driven content.
You'll also provide simulated companionship for the Chronos 2 captain, helping her withstand the harsh realities of prolonged isolation in space.
Coming in at number 2 is Vader Immortal. Now, as of the latest update in Revive, there is no longer a visual stutter when playing the game on high settings. Now, this game is a must-play for almost every single VR user. It is easily some of the best VR story-driven content available. Graphically, this is a standout title, and just being able to stand in the presence of Lord Vader is worth the price of admission. Now, Vader Immortal is a linear story that's only about 45 minutes long and only has a minimal amount of interactivity and combat. There is, however, a lightsaber dojo minigame just to get a little bit more bang for your buck, but for only $10, I truly recommend this game to just about everyone.
Grab my hand!
I wonder what Vader is after.
And the number 1 title on the Revive list is Defector. It was a toss-up for me which game would take the number 1 spot, but ultimately, Defector is a more fully fledged game which offers something for everyone. With 4+ hours of content, a large amount of replayability, as this game has multiple endings and different ways the levels can be played out, and just a large variety of different things to do in this game, I'm sure there's going to be something that you enjoy in this title. Now, I do consider this game a jack of all trades but master of none, as it has everything from gunfights to melee combat to interrogations and even what can be considered minor puzzles. While Defector may not become your all-time number 1 favorite game, it's a game that just about everyone will enjoy. and it brings a lot to the table. So those were my top 5 games that I recommend you play with Revive, but we're not done yet, guys. We have one bonus title. Now this game might have actually taken the #1 spot, but you can actually download a patch for this game and play it with native support. No need to use Revive, and that game is RoboRecall! RoboRecall is actually one of my all-time favorite VR games. It just has a magic combination of gameplay mechanic, beautiful graphics, unlockables, replayability, and storyline. I will put a link in the description for you guys to download Roborevive. This mod will add native support for non-Rift users. Okay everybody, there you have it. That is my top 5 Revive list. So go out there and get your hands on some great games. You can thank me later. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Maybe consider subscribing, and I will see you guys on next time.